Hello everyone, Win here. I hope you're all doing just fantastic. Welcome to my new series, and this is going to be called WinsWeather RAW. Now for this series, I'm going to be going a little bit further in depth with the weather here in New England and perhaps even beyond. I'm going to be talking a lot more about patterns and science behind meteorology. Don't worry, I am going to continue though to make regular blogs and regular forecast videos for those who just need a quick check of the forecast. This, once again, is to go a little bit more in depth and perhaps get me noticed by some people that are a little bit more well-known than I am with this series. Now, the first thing we're going to talk about in this episode 1 for May 5th, 2020 is the pattern that we've been in currently. You've probably noticed it over the past several weeks that there has been an abundance of cloudier and cooler weather than what is usually expected for April and now early May here. This weekend was great. I hope you all got a chance to get outside there. We did have a weak ridge that built it in, but ever since then, we have been back on that downward trend with temperatures when we really should be going the other way on May the 5th here. So taking a look here, this is our GEPS temperature anomaly. I think the GEFS has a little bit of a cold bias based on some of the other sources I've seen with the upcoming pattern change and when we could actually break this pattern. Don't worry, we will eventually break it, but it's going to come at a cost. It's definitely going to come at a cost here, and that cost is going to be a major Arctic invasion, as a matter of fact, and a major southward plunge in the jet stream that could lead to a wintry-like storm, actually, as we head into Saturday. I'll talk more about that in just a moment. Taking a look here once again at those temp anomalies for tomorrow afternoon, you'll notice some neutral and some lighter orange over parts of central and down east Maine. That's indicating temperatures slightly above or near normal, and the reason for that is due to some sunshine that we're probably going to be seeing as we head into tomorrow afternoon, pushing temperatures to around or maybe just above 60 for some of those areas there, which is a little bit above their seasonal average. Moving forward here, the pattern actually gets even colder. As I mentioned before, we really should be going in the other direction at this point in time. But this is Saturday afternoon. Look at some of these colors here. That's blue, that's purple. If this was winter, this would be a full Barney, if you've ever heard that term before, when the jet stream dives really far south and a massive piece of the polar vortex comes out and strikes the United States. This would be a full Barney if it was February, but since it's May, it's a little too soon, too little too late, as one might say. But still expecting far, far below normal conditions by the tune of 5 to 20 degrees Celsius, below where we should be for this time of year on Saturday evening. And this temperature anomaly may actually coincide with a storm, and that's why I am concerned for a not rain, but a mixing event, as a matter of fact, as we head into Saturday. More on that in just a moment here. As we move a little bit forward in time, Sunday, the cold still sticks around, according to many of our models here. That does stick into Monday and Tuesday as well, before finally, look at this pattern change here as we head deeper into the month of May here. You'll notice some of the darker blues getting scoured out to lighter blues, to whites, and even to a few oranges. That's indicating pretty much a pattern 180. I wouldn't say exactly a 180. We won't be as far above average, I don't think, as we were below average, but it definitely will be a big difference, and I do think, I'm pretty confident at this point, the models have been very consistent with a wholesale pattern change as we head into middle to latter part of next week. So that's going to be the middle to latter part of May, where we're going to see that pattern flip. But once again, it doesn't just come at the price of the cold, it comes at the price of some mountain snow. And I'm going to talk about that right now. Now, we are going to be taking a look now at our European model here, courtesy of Windy. Now, the colors are kind of inverted on this map when it comes to futurecast. That's why I don't use it in typical videos. But basically, blue is actually rain. Yellow is a mix or some sleet. And anything white or that light green color there is looking at snow. So watch how the European actually develops this storm. A little inland low starts moving in, And you'll watch how that kind of blossoms up into a coastal system here. And you'll notice where the European model has the rain snow line. The European is very, very insistent on heavy amounts of both northeasterly winds, an extremely high amount of cold air already in the atmosphere, not to mention the amount of cold air damming and perhaps dynamic cooling, most likely dynamic cooling, that we're going to see with this system here on Saturday. The European has it the most potent out of the other models, and it is also the most accurate. However, I will say this. The European has been trending about 20 to 50 miles too cold on a lot of its storms over the past few weeks here with this cold pattern. Areas like the I-95 corridor in the Lakes region, where the European was spinning out some snow, actually completely missed out and got straight up rain. So I think that may end up being the case this time. It might be a little bit too cold, but still looking at, in some of the higher terrain here, looking at some pretty heavy snow rates here. Looking at that, snow 3-hour rate of 2.2 inches an hour. That is about half an inch to an inch an hour for snowfall rates here, and that is going to be thumping down in the beginning to middle of May. That is going to be Saturday, May 9th here, with a nor'easter off the coast due to this amplified pattern. The jet stream's just going to dive down, pick up moisture, and send this nor'easter up the coast here. Something that we would love to see in February, not something we like in May. But anyway, we also do have some back edge flurries and some upslope developing on the back edge of this as we head into Sunday afternoon and into Sunday morning, especially as the storm starts to pull away. Now, taking a look at some of the snow amounts that the European model is spitting out, once again, I think this is a little much, but it's showing as much as 17 inches of snow over the Mount Katahdin region of Maine. That might actually be right over Mount Katahdin there, getting 17 inches of fresh snow. Moving forward back here, actually moving to the south and west, I don't know why I said that, but moving further to the south and west, it's still showing a widespread area of 3 to as much as 6 inches of snow through some of the higher country of Vermont, the Green Mountains up into the Northeast Kingdom where Lyndon State College is located at. Also the White Mountains, perhaps picking up 6 to 12 inches of snow. And this one actually does have snow all the way to the coast, and that would be in coastal Maine, where we would likely see that if it were to come to fruition. Now, once again, seems a little cold to me, but I just wanted to show that solution, meaning that it can happen this late in the season. Now, that is the video. Bunch of bad news, but a little bit of good news at the end there with that pattern flip. So let's hope that things actually do get a little better as we head into mid-May. But stay tuned on that snow. I will have a regular video posted or a regular blog with a snowfall map, dare I say, make one. But we'll see where this ends up. I think there might be just enough dynamic cooling to get some snow a little bit closer to the coastline, but we'll have to see. It'll probably just be some flakes mixing in rather than a couple of inches of accumulation for places like Manchester and Lewiston, which this model is spitting out. But anyway, that was the first episode of WinsWeather RAW. This was all in pretty much one take, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, smash the like button. If you didn't, smash the dislike button. I don't like people disliking things, but yeah. Anyway, I will see you guys in the next video.